How you doing, sir?
Good.
All right.
What's up?
Deputy with the sheriff's office. Reason
Okay.
I'm stopping you is your plate's obstructed.
Yeah.
Whatever that thing's got, you got to take it off, okay?
Okay.
When you went to driving school and a cop pulls you over, what they tell you?
Oh, you pull over when it's safe to do.
No, you pull over immediately because I don't know what you're doing inside this car.
Sure, yeah.
Hiding guns, you know what I mean? Officer safety is number one.
Right out the gate, this cop is wrong, and it's obvious he has some form of superiority complex. It is not required to pull over immediately for many reasons, such as the obstruction of traffic and general safety, but you should attempt to pull over as quickly as it's safe to do so. If safety is the number one priority, it's probably not the best idea to slam on the brakes and swerve to the side of the road with no hard shoulder, but this isn't the end of the cop's lies.
When cops get caught on their own body cams, an arrest can go wrong. In this video, you're gonna see what it looks like when dumb cops arrest an FBI agent.
Are always trying to abuse their power. But what happens when it's not civilians they're faced with, but undercover FBI agents?
Where'd you get this?
Federal Bureau of Investigation?
The U.S. Air Force specialist and ex-FBI agent was pulled over for having a slightly obstructed license plate. But when the cops found out who he was, they started to look for any reason they could find to get him arrested.
How you doing, sir?
Good.
All right.
What's up?
Deputy with the sheriff's office. Reason
Okay.
I'm stopping you is your plate's obstructed.
Yeah.
Whatever that thing's got, you got to take it off, okay?
Okay.
It's got to be visible within a certain distance.
All right.
When you went to driving school and a cop pulls you over, what they tell you?
Oh, you pull over when it's safe to do.
No, you pull over immediately.
I object.
Okay? Let me tell you this. Now you pull over immediately
Sure.
because I don't know what you're doing inside this car.
Sure, yeah.
Hiding guns, you know what I mean? Officer safety is number one.
Right out the gate, this cop is wrong, and it's obvious he has some form of superiority complex. It is not required to pull over immediately for many reasons, such as the obstruction of traffic and general safety, but you should attempt to pull over as quickly as it's safe to do so. If safety is the number one priority, it's probably not the best idea to slam on the brakes and swerve to the side of the road with no hard shoulder, but this isn't the end of the cop's lies.
So who are you?
Oh, I'm
I guess I could-
yeah. Former NDOC, and I used to work security at Harris.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm a contractor. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have insurance on this thing?
My partner, huh?
Do you have insurance on this thing?
Yeah.
Your partner or what?
Now, my partner called me. I'm a contractor with Southwest Gas.
Mhm.
So I got to go over there and get him logged into his computer.
No guns inside the car?
Nah, no firearms.
After a few routine questions, the cop starts to get a little more specific and tries to find a way to incriminate him.
What do you got right there up front?
Hey, that's a siren. I contract. I do contract security.
You contract
So
security?
some of the work requires to have a siren.
Turn it on?
Sure.
It's got whipwags in the back too. Go ahead and step out, man.
No weapons or anything like that?
Nah.
Alright, I'm gonna take you out like this just to check, okay?
Yeah.
Go fist that one for me. So you're not like law enforcement, right? You're not a law enforcement officer?
Yeah.
Okay, so you said you work security, right? Okay.
I'm a security contractor.
Copy. Whose car is it? Who?
So I'm gonna put these on for now, okay? Because we're relaxed.
They be so quick to just put on the cuffs for anybody. That is, man, just because they don't know what's going on and they fear for their own safety. If you're that scared, don't work the job. Clearly, the man is giving you all types of documents and telling you what it is, but y'all seem to always want to throw them bracelets on, the metal bracelets.
Is it better?
The agent is now being put in cuffs with absolutely no idea why. He has to assume it's because of the lights, but the cops haven't given him a reason for detaining him. However, when they find out exactly who he's working for, things take a very strange turn.
Why haven't you taken the lights off of there?
Yeah, I do contract work, so I have to have lights on this vehicle for some of the work I do.
They shouldn't be that color though.
Yeah, they shouldn't be red and white, brother.
Yeah, it depends on who you're contracting with. If you contract with law enforcement agencies, it's different.
Which agencies do you contract with?
The various ones. DOJ.
Name some. DOJ?
Sure.
So you have a
DHS.
contract?
I've worked for DHS, yeah.
Okay, so do you have a government ID?
I have a contractor ID.
Where's that?
It's in my hood.
Where'd you get this?
That's issued.
Issue two?
Federal Bureau of Investigation badge?
I'm gonna read you your rights too, okay? Sure.
The cops now know exactly who he is, but that doesn't stop them from way overstepping their position and searching the agent without his permission.
So they're just automatically going to read him his rights because he actually has all the documentation and proof that he's a contractor, but he contracts for agencies like the law enforcement. It's a difference. So it's not like he was lying. He was actually telling the truth, but it's like he can't give up a certain amount of like sensitive information. So he's not really answering the question fully, but it's pretty obvious. He letting the paperwork talk for him, and they still trying to read him his rights, put him in cuffs and all this other shit. I'm waiting. I'm ready.
Guns, right?
Yeah.
Inside the car?
Yeah.
Okay. Who, because, like I said, man, too, this is money in. Put that back in, so I put it in the bag, okay? So the reason that you're in cuffs, okay, unless you're a sworn officer,
I know in Nevada everybody stays.
yeah, you're not allowed to have red and blues,
Sure.
right? Because then you
Sure.
could easily impersonate
I'm red.
a police officer.
Sure.
So who issued this to you?
My former employer.
Your former employer? So you used to work for the FBI at one point?
I've contracted with the Department of Justice and the FBI and other
Here in
Reno.
Where's their office at, or what?
Resident agency. It's off of. It's next to Wells Fargo. It's right by the traffic circle.
Okay. I'm just throwing it out because I have no idea where they're at.
These officers are clearly not happy that the agent has an answer for everything, so they decide to start asking questions that they know he can't answer in an effort to incriminate him. An incredibly manipulative and corrupt tactic.
Since you got the badge,
Yo, just pay attention to that because we're getting more onto that side where the corrupt cops and what their scheme is. And that's real shady what they're doing right now. And he's keeping calm. The FBI agent is keeping calm with a contractor. But he's keeping calm and he's giving them the answers, and they don't like that. They want to put somebody in jail. It's probably around quarter time. They got to get that quarter up.
where's your creds at? Where's your federal creds at?
I don't need federal creds because I'm not currently employed by the federal government.
You have an FBI badge.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, I used to be a task force officer with the FBI.
Okay. Which task force? Safe Streets.
Yeah.
Okay. So you know Elkington?
No.
Okay.
So when did you work for him?
I'm not gonna answer that.
Okay. Well, I'm texting somebody right now. If you impersonate a federal officer, you know you're gonna get in big trouble for that, right? Okay.
And like I said, with the red and blues, that alone right there, okay? That's what you're...
First of all, bro, you should just stop talking because you're going to put your foot in your mouth if your supervisor come or if it comes back that he checks out and everything's all good.
But that's not an offense in and of itself to have red and blue
Yes,
lights.
it is. And I'm going to show you the NRS.
To actually run, you have to actually
Show
run
you.
those
No,
lights.
you don't. They're in your vehicle, and I must destroy those. Okay? And I'm going to pull up the NRS for you.
This dude sounds like a supervillain.
I went to a police officer academy. I know the NRS.
You might again, but I went...
Have they updated the NRS?
Let me show you.
Have they? Okay.
And let's go over here. That way we can let me get a bag. So that was issued to you, say, right? That little FBI deal. You didn't steal it or find it or no?
Remember again, their issue is with the lights on his car. The cops do not have the authority to search the agent here, so digging around in his pockets is completely unwarranted and illegal. The specifics in this case are admittedly a little blurry. It's illegal for a civilian to illuminate red and blue emergency lights on their vehicle, but this man never lit them up, and the times when he did, he was under contract with an official law enforcement agency. And if he only works part-time with the FBI, it would be wrong for him to identify as an FBI agent all the time. But he never did that, and as such, wasn't impersonating an agent. In this situation, the cops didn't
That was really smart. Kudos to him.
detain him for committing a crime, they detained him because he could have committed a crime. It's the same thing as arresting a licensed gun holder because they could use the weapon for a robbery.